Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2 adult children, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a mom of 2 littles, and I work in higher ed.
In this episode, I discuss my trip to Coachella, and then we follow up on our analog conversation.
But first, speaking of analog,
yes,
there is a person who lives on our street. It's a big, long street, so it's not like our next door neighbor or anything, but in the vicinity.
Okay, in your neighborhood. Yeah.
In our neighborhood, there's a farm.
Okay. This sounds like a song.
There are a few farms.
In our neighborhood, there's a farm. A few farms.
One of the farms, there's a sign, and it says sewing, $20 an hour, 1 hour minimum.
Is this like a hand-painted sign, or is it like a professionally made sign?
Oh, man, I got to really think about this.
I want a picture of this sign.
It's more of a handmade sign.
Okay.
I don't know if the letters are painted, but it's not like an industrial sign. This is not a billboard.
Okay. What's the size of the sign?
It's probably like the size of half of a poster board.
Okay. So, on your street, in your neighborhood, there's a sign. The sign says sewing $20 an hour, 1 hour minimum.
And then there's a phone number.
Okay.
So we've driven by this sign a lot. I mean, it's on our road. So anytime we go a certain direction, we've kind of like chuckled about it just because you don't see that very often, sewing and a phone number.
And there just must not be very many signs. This one
there aren't a lot of
stands out.
signs.
Okay.
And so Norm decided to call that number. And
I would never call a number.
somebody answered the phone. It was a woman, and she said, yeah, she does sewing, and you could drop off the items. It was a 1 hour minimum, and then she would call you when it was time to pick them up.
Was this her
And
shop?
so
Like she's...
it's her and her husband's farm.
Oh, that's right.
He does the farming, and I assume she does something else too, or other work, but Norm went there, and he said she had a big kind of spiral bound notebook where she took notes on the things. Everything was analog.
It was her candlelight next to her. Was she in her long pajamas, her nightgown?
And he brought her some jeans and a couple things, and it was ready in like 2 hours.
Wow. And it was $40.
Yeah. And he picked it up. He said when he picked it up, he got a glimpse of the husband who was kind of in the other room checking out. Who is this person?
Was Norm the first one to ever call?
I don't know.
He may have been her first customer.
I mean, she had a system in place. It sounded like it was very routine to her, the process. And there you have it.
Is that
not on the internet?
Are they friends now? I could see Norm like striking up a conversation.
No.
Wow. Well, you have a place that can do your sewing now. You have a person. You have a sewing person.
We have a person. Yes.
So, Malika, what would your sign say? Like, what's your sign going to be?
My sign.
What can you offer for $20 an hour? You need a competing... Not competing, but, you know, this is how the e-commerce works in your neighborhood.
It's a whole different economy. I don't know.
I was delighted when I visited you in the fall that people just put out pumpkins in their front yard or apples and then just say like $8.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could just buy a pumpkin from someone's front yard and they're not even there.
Nope. And there's no lock on the cash box.
Amazing.
It's just like a box or a jar, and you just put the money in. People do that with flowers and eggs. Yeah.
That is so delightful. very, very sweet. Couldn't be more opposite from LA.
Very quaint. Our first segment is Take a Breath, where we share something feeding our soul. So, Azizi, you went to Coachella, solo cella. You did
Yay!
it.
I did it. It feels like so long ago now, but I was there. I did it. I did the whole thing. And you can look on Substack. You can watch my video messages to Malika, our messages back and forth, and see video of Coachella and what I was up to while I was there and my thoughts about it. But yeah, let's spend a little time talking about it.
So, how do you feel now that you've been back? This is 2 weeks now?
Yeah. I feel like I'm ready to go back. I I
Whoa.
mean, not tomorrow, but I can't stop thinking about it, and now, of course,
Hmm.
my social media, it's all giving me Coachella content, you know? Now the jig is up, I've been discovered, and I am here for it. It was so great. It was such a great experience, and I keep talking about it with everyone, like, "Oh, yeah, I was at Coachella." That's that's annoying, and
What are
probably
the
nobody really
reactions?
cares. Surprise? Like, "What?
Yeah.
What? Oh." It's unexpected, so it's kinda funny.
It's good to keep them on their
The
toes.
other response is like, "I did that when I was 18." "I did that a long time ago," is the other response.
That's funny. We thought it could be fun for you to do a five senses portrait of your time
Yeah.
to kind of help us be in the moment with you.
I was thinking that also while I was there, thinking about how am I gonna even talk about all of these things that I experienced it and all of these feelings, and the five senses portrait, I think, is a great idea.
All right, so I'll read the scents and then you tell us what your associations are.
Okay.
Scent.
At Coachella, like Disneyland and other hotels, there's a scent that they pump through in certain places, like a perfume. There's a
Hmm.
Coachella perfume, and it's like Le Labo adjacent. It smells so good. And maybe it's just in the VIP area, but randomly I would just go, ah. So
Oh.
there was a really nice scent that was walking through different parts of the fairgrounds. So that was really cool. And just the dirt, like the dirt and the grass that are everywhere was a smell. I would say that the smells weren't the prominent thing, that wasn't the
Hmm.
thing that stood out, but those are two things that I can think of. And the marijuana, lots of that. That is present. But I was delighted that they had Coachella scent.
I wonder if there's like a Coachella candle you can buy.
Oh, Malika, I am going to look at that as soon as I'm done because of course there is. And I love this for places. I like that
Yeah.
places are now engaging your scent, and at Disneyland there's multiple different kinds of scents in different places, but there's also a perfume kind of thing also that happens. So,
Hmm.
love this.
Okay. Sight.
A lot of young people. I was senior person there. A lot of very young people, a lot of young people wearing very little clothes. And the young people, their clothes were all neutral. Neutrals are really big
Hmm.
right now. There was not a lot of color. It was all
Interesting.
browns, tans, beiges, and then, like denim shorts and things like that. But a lot of neutrals. There wasn't much color. And of course, boots, like festival wear. That's really popular right now. So that was something that I saw a lot of. The Ferris wheel, the iconic Ferris
Hmm.
wheel. As I saw it, and it was so beautiful, and it's important, these landmarks, they have a few of them, so you know where
Hmm.
you are, because otherwise you can get disoriented, and there's no other way to kind of know what stage is where other than these massive landmarks that light up at night. And I was drawn to it, and I thought, "Can I get on that Ferris wheel? Like, is that for me? Is that a part of my journey at Coachella?" Because I've been thinking about how I read an article about eye contact, and it said that,
Hmm.
giving someone eye contact is a little risky. And I thought, that's my zone, is a little risky. Going to Coachella is a little risky. But that Ferris wheel, a little too risky. Like, that was too risky. That's not a little risky, so
Giving somebody eye contact at Coachella or just in
no, no.
general?
This is an article just about the importance of eye contact and how to think about
Okay,
eye contact, and for some people, it feels a little risky
I
to
see.
look someone in the eye, and it's just there's something about the term "little risk,"
Okay,
little risky, and I like to challenge myself with little risk things, and this experience was a little risk. The Ferris wheel feels like that's too big. That crosses the line, so I didn't
okay.
do that, but I did like to see it. So there's that. There's, massive graphic displays, like the stage settings and the different ways that the artists, what they wanna have on the image, including themselves. The Jumbotron was really
Hmm,
huge, and that's mostly how you experience it. Unless you are
mhm,
up close, mostly you're experiencing it through the Jumbotron and what they choose to display, which is really cool. There's the neon light up of the different brand experiences, so there's all of the music, but then there are these pop-up experiences that you can go to, and at night, they're all glowing. And just the vast sky of the desert. It's beautiful.
hmm. Alright. Touch.
You touch a lot of people.
Cool.
You you just do. There's just a lot of bumping into people and, smushing, and
Hmm,
you try to say, "Excuse me, sorry," but then you just can't because there's just so many people, and people going in opposite directions. It's like rush hour on the subway,
mhm.
Is what it's like. So I just was reflecting on, wow, I just grazed a lot of people today. And I didn't know that was going to be a part of the experience. So there's that touch. One of the areas where you can hang out is called like For Everybody tent or something like that. And it was this pop up mental wellness space
Hmm.
that just had cozy places to sit. And there was an indoor
Aw.
outdoor place, there's air conditioning, and they had coloring pages and markers. And I did, like, at one point, just wanna sit for a little bit, and it was really nice because there are no places to sit, right? So, seating is not something that you're touching. You're on the ground. You're laying on the grass if you wanna sit down. There are a few benches in certain areas, but mostly you're standing or you're on the grass, so having a nice place to sit felt good. And then you feel the vibrations of the bass.
Hmm.
You can
Yes,
feel
that's the
it,
best.
the thumping is in you as you're walking past or experiencing the music, you feel it.
Alright. Taste.
Taste, so all the things I ate, I had a really yummy smash burger and salt and vinegar french fries. Have you ever had salt and vinegar
Mm.
french fries?
Just potato chips.
Ah, so good. So that was a tasty thing I ate. I had a $14 cup of strawberry lemonade.
It
That's a lot of
sounds like
money.
it wasn't worth it.
It was delicious, and it's interesting because I don't know if it was like that when you were at Coachella. They have these lemonade stands everywhere, and I
Mm.
imagine when it's really hot, it's just you're never a few steps away from a lemonade stand, and they
Mhm.
sell strawberry lemonade, water, and, like, that's it. But at
Mhm.
$14, it was good, but that's a lot of money for lemonade. They had Aperol Spritz stands everywhere,
Mm.
and
That's
oh,
fun.
man, you were talking about that when you went to Italy, right?
Yeah, everywhere. In Italy, but they didn't have it when I went to Coachella, that was not a thing.
It was a brand partnership, so I don't know if they have it all the time, but
Mm.
they were selling them, and it's like that grapefruity kind of citrusy. It was yummy. I had the best churro I've ever had in my life. It was the best churro. It's called, like, Churros El Moro, I think. They're headquartered in Mexico City. I remember seeing it when I was in Mexico
Hmm.
City. And there would be long lines all the way out the field, and when there's a long line, it's gonna be good. You gotta go. So, I did, I was not disappointed. I had, like, a guava dipping sauce with my churro. Oh, so
Hmm.
good.
Alright. What were the
So,
sounds?
the sounds are just the murmuring of people, just the sounds of people, which I love. I really enjoy being where there's a lot of people, and I particularly enjoy being where there's a lot of people who don't know me.
Mhm.
I like to enjoy people that way, or I like to enjoy a lot of people that way. So the sounds are kind of relaxing. It's nice to be in the company of a lot of people who, everyone's there to have a good time. And then the music is everywhere. Sound design and how everything is laid out is kind of amazing because the concerts are so loud. You can hear them for,
Right.
a long time, and then you don't hear them at all, and then you pick up a concert in another
Hmm.
area. So it's interesting as you're walking through and you pass different stages, how you pick up on the music from all different stages. But yeah, music everywhere. So nice. That's it. That's my 5 senses
Those are
portrait.
the five
I got through them all, right?
senses. Yeah. Are you gonna make a photo book or anything? Did you take a lot of
I took so many
pictures?
pictures. I don't know. That seems indulgent. Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, no more indulgent than a candle.
That's true. Have you ever made a photo book of an experience that you went to or that you did?
Well, you've made the Thanksgiving photo books. Those are
That's
really
true, but that's
fun.
like family. Like, this is just me.
Okay.
I would be on every page. I don't know, but, I use my photos in other ways, like, I'll use photos to on my digital notebooks that I make. I'll pull from the
Yeah, that's
photos, so
true.
I do use the photos that I take and ways that are meaningful to me, but I don't know how I want to memorialize this experience. Yeah.
Okay. Tattoo.
Maybe a Ferris wheel? A churro? Maybe.
Churro tattoo. So, what is kind of the gear that got you through? We talked a little bit about that before you left. You were thinking about different things. What did you end up relying on?
The gear that got me through. Well, I did purchase the Loop earplugs.
Oh, okay.
They were selling them through the Coachella app. It was like, I don't know, there was a collaboration with Coachella. That's not necessary. They're so small. It's just the earbuds.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with them?
I think Sarah talked about them on Happy in
Oh, okay,
Hollywood.
yeah. So it's a cool design because it's a string. They're on a string, and the string has magnets on them. So when you're not using them,
Mhm.
it sticks together like a necklace. Otherwise, earplugs are really fiddly and you can lose them. And so this
Yeah.
was a very convenient way to just keep them near you because you never know when you might want to put them in. And then the design of them, they actually fit my ears. Usually earplugs just pop out and I have a hard time. I would highly recommend it. And there were definitely moments where it was too loud. Like this is going to
Yeah.
have some long-term impact if I don't do this. Surprisingly few people used earplugs, but I was
Mm.
glad I had them.
Fanny pack.
I have a fanny pack that Ilea gave me a couple of years ago. It's a Hello Kitty fanny pack, but it's Le Sports sack, and it's
Okay.
so well constructed and just fits a lot of stuff. By the last day, like the first day, I had a backpack, I had all the stuff with me. By the third day, I was like, I just need a fanny pack. I don't need any of this stuff now. I knew exactly what I needed. It fit in my fanny pack and it was perfect.
Liquid IV.
Yeah, liquid IV is essential. It's the powder that you can pour into a water bottle and it's very hydrating. There's something about the desert air and I got lucky because it wasn't very hot, but it was still
Mm.
warm somehow. Like especially with all the walking, you still would
Yeah.
get hot. So, and they have water stations everywhere. You can fill up your water bottles, but having the liquid IV felt really good.
We've talked about liquid IV in a lot of episodes. That's like one of our travel
Do you use it too?
staples. Yeah. And when I was pregnant, that was like every day. That was
It's
just
hard once you use it, regular water does not feel hydrating enough somehow. Maybe don't use it? I don't know, because once you start using it, it's like, "This water is so much better than it used to be." So that was would happen if I was just drinking regular water, I felt like I was still thirsty, it's
Right.
not as hydrating, so having the electrolytes definitely is a good boost, and sometimes I'll even use the liquid IV with caffeine if I like, I have
Right.
that as a stand-in for the energy drink or the coffee that I'm not gonna have, but it's so convenient.
Bandana.
Bandana is essential because it's so dusty, and the last day I actually upgraded to a mask because it was really windy.
Mhm.
It wasn't hot, but the wind was an issue, and so there's dust everywhere, and Coachella cough is real. I talked about it in the videos. If you wanna hear about my crashing out Saturday night on Substack, you can watch that, but you need to cover your mouth most of the time. At the fairgrounds, it's not as dusty, but there are different parts where it is, and you can just see the dust in the air. So
Hmm.
that was important.
That's like the signature Coachella look, though, like the bandana
Uh,
around your neck. You sent a picture with that, and I was
yeah.
just like, "Oh my god, she's so there."
It's convenient, and yeah, you understand it because you wanna just in
Yeah,
an instant be able to cover your mouth, mostly for the walk in and the walk out. It's a mile in and a mile
right.
out, and it's a dirt road the whole way, and you're just dragging
Everybody's
along
kicking.
with
Yeah.
everybody else, so, yeah, that's essential.
All right. Coachella app.
The Coachella app was amazing, and guess what? You at home, even if you're not going to Coachella, you could use the Coachella app if you want. Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to experience a little bit of it, I bet you could, but the Coachella app was really cool. The feature that I particularly liked was you could customize your schedule. So it would show you
Hmm.
all of the acts, and you can choose the acts that were your favorite, and then it would create a downloadable PDF of your schedule, and you could name it. And so then you could
Nice.
share it and download it. And then it would send you reminders about when your, next thing was coming up. They didn't make loudspeaker announcements. They would just blast announcements through the app. That's how they told you things
Hmm.
are about to close or make sure to do this
Hmm.
thing. So it was well thought out.
Crocs tennis shoes.
Once again, the Crocs tennis shoes for the win. That was what I primarily wore. They were comfortable and, could withstand all of the different terrain. And then the best part, I put them in the washing machine and they're good
That's
as
pretty
new.
cool.
So I'm just in awe of these Crocs tennis shoes. I love them.
I've got to get on this.
Get on it. Get a pair of black ones. I could wear it all day, every day. I wear them to work. They're like just elevated enough to wear to work.
And you don't wear socks with them?
I don't. You can. I have worn socks with them, but mostly I don't. I'm not a big sock wearer. The weather's mild. And I was afraid because there are holes in it. Like, is it going to fill with dirt or dust? But it didn't.
Right.
They really didn't. So I'm a huge fan. And that's it. So that was the gear mostly. Like by the last day, I got it down to this and a hoodie. So you bring your hoodie,
Wow.
you put it around your waist, you're set. You don't need anything else.
Amazing.
Yeah. So are you coming with me, Malika?
I want to. Like I said, I've got to figure out when it will be okay for me to go there for 3 nights
Yeah.
by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm a couple years out.
That's fair. Listen, I didn't go until my kids were in college.
There you go.
So that's fair.
We could put it on our 100 dreams list, like, we will go to Coachella
A
together.
sister trip.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw on Substack, one of our listeners has a relative that lives near the Coachella site.
Oh, that's the win. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
If you could walk there, even better.
that would be great.
That would be great. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about next year. I definitely have another one in me, but I can see why it's a young person's game. I get that also. I get why it's a rite of passage for high schoolers. But because I didn't get to do it in high school, like I'm doing it now and I still love it. So I don't care if it's for high schoolers.
I think I would wanna pay attention to the headliners and, like, if there was someone I have to think about who, if they were playing, I'd be like, "Oh, I have to go,"
Right.
you
Who's
know?
your I have to do this. Yeah. That makes
Something to think
sense. That
about.
makes sense. I thought I was going to have until October to figure it out because that's when the tickets went on sale and that's when I was aware of it, but they're going on sale May 1st. And I don't know if it's like if this is a new thing
Oh,
that they're
early
doing. There's a
presale or
pre-sale
huh,
and
it's probably a discount.
I don't know. In October, they sold out in the day.
Wow,
I went back and it was pretty much gone. So now I'm like, "Oh no, do I have to figure this out in a few weeks?"
wow,
That feels unfair. And we're not gonna know the lineup until much,
right.
much later. So it's just if you already know you're gonna go no matter what.
I guess I mean, the headliner is also just one thing. There's just so many acts there. There's gonna be good music.
It's
You
good
know
music.
that.
I don't really care about the headliners. Now that I've been there,
Yeah,
there's just things that I didn't get to do. There's
yeah,
still things that I wanna try and do. I didn't really go to the brand experiences. There's a lot more food that I wanna try. Like there's stuff left to do, and it doesn't matter to me who
right.
because then I will discover new music, and I did.
Yeah,
Like, I keep talking about Luffy, such a beautiful voice, and I realized I'd heard her on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. She was a guest, And then I got to see her live, and like I would have never listened to her music if she wasn't going to be at Coachella.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's take a break, and when we get back, we have some festival follow up. We're back with our next segment, Festival Follow Up, where we add a few more thoughts to a recent discussion. And today we have an email that we want to share.
So this was follow up to our Festival of Analog, and Libby sent us a note. She says, I loved your Festival of Analog today and thought I'd share a related idea that my friends and family and I have been doing for decades. 20 years ago, a group of women I worked with decided to form a craft circle. Several of us were already into various forms of needlework, while others wanted to learn. So we started a group that got together once a month for a rotating potluck dinner at someone's house. Host provides main, guests provide all else, followed by a couple of hours of crafting and conversation. Each of us brought a project and supplies, and we all sat and worked while we talked. The people in the group who were newer to a craft learned from the more experienced crafters. We were a range of ages, and when we started, mothers and teenage daughters often made an appearance to teach or learn. 20 years later, the group has changed multiple times. At one point, dying away for a few years when I moved away and lived elsewhere. Then when I moved back, reviving in various permutations until one stuck. For about 4 years now, the remaining group of 4 women, spanning 15 years in age, has been meeting about once a month. One of us knits, one of us crochets, I do counted cross stitch, and one of us who has developed vision problems that preclude needlework works on scrapbooks. The only parameters are that the craft can't be noisy or messy/damaging. No hot glue.
No.
Being in this group for so many years has enhanced our friendships, helped us learn new crafts, and given us the opportunity to spend time away from spouses and children and have wide-ranging conversations. Not to mention the fabulous low-cost potluck meals. I love this group so much that during the pandemic, wanting to provide a social outlet for my older relatives who were isolated in their houses and who all did crafts, I started a Zoom craft circle for my mother, my aunt, her sister, one of their first cousins who has been like another aunt to me, the cousin's daughter, my second cousin,
Wow.
and her daughter. Often my second cousin's daughter has her young daughters join, too. So in most of our meetings, there are 4 generations of our family participating. We started in April 2020, and the group is still going strong 6 years later. We meet by Zoom every other week for 2 hours, and I always wind things up right at the 2-hour mark so no one feels like the group drags. And we don't change the time. We meet at the same time every other week. Everyone puts it on their calendars at the beginning of the year, and we don't change the date and time for any
Wow.
reason. People just skip occasionally if they have a conflict. For this group, crafts have ranged from knitting to quilting to sewing clothes to embroidery to cross stitch to putting together jigsaw puzzles to cooking to drawing to painting to coloring to scrapbooking to ornament making and more. As long as it's not noisy, people can do whatever they want. Occasionally, we have a special guest when someone has a friend or relative visiting, or when one of us finds out that another mutual cousin is free and wants to chat and catch up. The husbands sometimes drop in to chat as well. Craft circles are an analog, slightly old-fashioned form of social group that I think a lot of people would enjoy. It's worth trying to get one going, even if a few false starts are involved, or even if it's a one-time or a regular gathering. It's always so much fun to spend time in the company of other women. It's a great way to ensure that you learn or make progress on a craft, and it does so much to strengthen social ties. I highly recommend them. Best wishes, Libby.
Wow.
Oh,
Libby. So if you're keeping track, Libby has 2 craft circles. There's just one
yes.
in person and one on Zoom.
Yes. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Well, I just have to say, gold star to you, Libby,
Yeah.
for being the organizer of these things, because I feel like that's the hardest part. And she said when she moved away, it fell apart, right?
Mm,
And then she moved back and it started, but just to have that consistency within yourself
yeah.
to kind of hold the space for this event, which is so meaningful to people, is really remarkable. So, hats off to Libby. And I just feel so inspired by this. I'm I'm excited for my own
Are
craft
we doing
circle.
a craft circle, Malika?
I don't know. Maybe this is like we could put it on the 27 for 27 list, but I
Yes.
think what I like about it is that it's not even like you have to buy crafts for everyone or coordinate it. It's just really providing the time and the opportunity, and then people can bring in their own thing. And I think it's so much easier to connect with a group when there's an activity going on
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it takes the pressure off of having to talk about something specific or, you know, all of the challenges of facilitating a group conversation,
Mm.
or
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
which you might have in a book club situation.
Right.
This is just like, do your thing and don't be too noisy about it.
That's what I love most are the rules. This is a quiet crafting spot, okay? There's no noise. Do not bring your hot glue. That's not happening. She's got rules and she sticks to them.
Yeah.
So they pick a date. It's always that date. You figure it out, like that's we're
Yeah.
not changing the date. We're not changing it for you.
Yes.
You're going to be there, you're not going to be there. It's going to be on this date at the beginning of the year. I love those rules that make it reliable. That's the
Yeah.
scheduling is the hardest part. It's the hardest part is trying to coordinate schedules and figure out when is it gonna happen, and, like, I have a group that's been trying to get together for, like, 6 months, and
Yeah.
always someone can't make it or then we try this what's that called? The scheduling app,
Oh, like a
like a
doodle or
doodle or this
something.
and it's just,
Yeah.
like it's hard because someone's not gonna make it, and that's
Right.
okay, you have to be okay with that, and especially when it's
Yeah.
a standing invitation, then there's gonna be another opportunity, so,
Yeah.
it's brilliant, I would love that, maybe we need a Zoom craft situation.
This is an interesting idea for our family because our family reunion side has regular Zoom things.
Yeah.
There is kind of always an agenda or like a presentation of some kind
Mhm.
or but I think what if people just met and did things?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's a different way to meet. And I like also that Libby says, it can just be a one off thing. It doesn't have to be this regular institution. It makes me think of one of my friends here. She's done this a couple times on Mother's Day. She invites moms that she knows to come over to her house and bring their projects. And she promises there will be no kids there. It will be calm.
That's what mothers want, no
You
kids.
can work on whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been able to go, but that reminds me of that. This kind of a space, where yes, you can quietly do your own thing in the company of others, and that there's something really, like, peaceful about that.
Yeah. I love this idea. So many things to think about and yeah, very inspiring. And the other piece of it is like, what is my craft?
Yeah, your watercolors, you have your watercolors.
My watercolors feel so vulnerable. I
Uh-oh,
don't want to
what's
do that
going
in a
on?
group. No, it's just
Even
because
on
I'm
Zoom?
like just noodling around. I don't know if I talked about this when I was at the Santa Barbara Arboretum and I was inspired. I brought my little watercolor pad and my watercolors that you gave me and felt so proud of myself. And as I was doing it, as people walked by they're like, ooh, like you kind
Yes.
of get curious and think someone's actually doing something. And it's like, oh no, I
Well,
don't want them to know that. It's just like a bunch of
you
blobs.
are.
Not for a crowd. I'm not like I'm
Right.
not like that.
That happened when I took watercolor class at Descanso Gardens during the pandemic. It was hybrid. So, like, the instruction was online, and then during the week, you were supposed to go to the gardens
Uh,
and, like, paint.
yeah.
So, I had a little setup. It wasn't elaborate, but it
Right.
was what we had for the class. But people thought I was, like, a professional
Yeah.
artist, and, like, we're like, "Wow." I'm like and again, it was, like, chicken scratch,
Right.
whatever that I'm doing, but they don't know that, and also just people like to see people doing things in their element.
Ah, yeah.
Like, that's inspiring. It doesn't even matter what your level of craft is. Just you were out there, you were doing it.
I know nobody cares. I do, but I
It
do.
makes you uncomfortable.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but that's a good suggestion. Yes, I do have watercolors.
I like the element of the generations that she
Yes.
talks about, and, like, also just the kinship of, like, learning from each other,
Mm,
and somebody who doesn't know it as well getting tips from somebody who does,
yeah.
like, in real time,
Hmm.
like, we don't have a lot of places and spaces for that kind of sharing.
Do you know that or remember our family friend Sala, who had a
Yeah.
quilting circle, which I don't know if they
Mm.
still meet, but they were meeting for years and they would work on a quilt for milestones for all of their children.
Hmm.
So I got a quilt when I got married. I got quilts. Well, that was from someone else.
Those are from Kathy.
You're right. I guess we didn't get a quilt. I guess my kids didn't get a quilt either because they had stopped doing it. But I saw the quilts that their kids got. They were pretty
Okay.
impressive. Quilts were happening. I didn't get any.
Okay.
But same idea, just a regular meeting. There's something about a regular meeting of women that is very nourishing
Mhm.
and analog. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have another analog development.
Okay.
I have been on this journey to use my phone less, and I have been consistently charging my phone outside of my bedroom, which I'm so proud of myself for figuring that out. So I don't scroll at night, I don't scroll in bed and I'm not shopping at 11 p.m. But I really like to listen to podcasts or listen to music in the bathroom when I'm getting ready at night or taking a shower. And so that was kind of making me sad. Like, how do I replace
Hmm.
that? And I realized that's a perfect use for the Amazon Echo because we had one and we could never figure out where to use it or how to use it. It wasn't adding value anywhere. So it was just kind of sitting in a closet. But it's the perfect thing to play music and to play podcasts and to ask about the weather, as I'm getting ready in the morning. And that has made it so that I can still enjoy those things, but without my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it analog,
Well, I'm not
but
scrolling.
adjacent. It's not a screen.
It's not a screen. The algorithm is not
Yeah.
involved, right? Yeah. It's that in between that we kind of talked about, like a
Right.
Kindle, you know? It's analog-ish.
It's a technology for, like, one specific purpose that you choose.
Right. I don't even know all the other things an Echo can do. Like,
Yeah.
I really am just using it to play music and tell me the weather and maybe the time, set a timer. So
Yeah.
that's it. But I thought about, should I buy a CD player to put in the
Mm.
bathroom? But that feels impractical. So
Hmm.
this actually works.
That's great,
Yeah.
and you already have
And
it.
I already have it. That was the beauty of it. It's already there. So many times Grayson's like, "Should we just get rid of this?" I'm like,
He
"No!"
doesn't
He
want it.
hates it. He's like, "So we're gonna just get rid of this?" So I'm glad I
That's
held on to
funny.
it for a couple of years. Yeah.
We have one, and Norm got one for his sister and mom at the same time, and his sister just gave it back.
Right.
She didn't accept it on Christmas.
She's
She
like,
just
"No, thank you."
yeah.
That's like on Charlene. We went through the whole process, set it up, connected to her devices, and then she's like, "I don't like that thing. I don't like that thing. You gotta get it out. Come get it." So a month later, we had to come and rescue it. She was not pleased. I get it.
Let's take a break, and when we return, we'll discuss our peaks and valleys.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
And we are back with peaks and valleys, because in life, there are always peaks and always valleys. This is an even episode, so Azizi, you're up first with a peak.
My peak, so just a continuation from my Coachella story. If you saw the videos on Substack, you know that Grayson, my husband, was my driver. And he drove a lot of miles and sat in a lot of traffic so that I could have this experience, and I'm so grateful. So my peak goes to Grayson for being game to be my driver at Coachella. And I asked him if he would do this next year, and he quickly said no. So kudos to Grayson for having boundaries and knowing his limits. It was not fun for him, but he did it. So I'm grateful.
That's amazing. I feel like you were like one of the people swimming the English Channel or something,
Yes.
and Grayson was your
He
boat
was my boat
person helping you along the
He
way.
was definitely my boat person. Yeah. It made it possible. And now I can figure out other ways.
Yeah.
What's your valley, Malika?
Okay. Well, with the temperature changing, with it getting warmer.
What is the weather? We haven't talked about the weather in a long time.
Zizi, it's bonkers.
It's bonkers?
It's not even worth talking about.
What?
Yesterday, it was like low 40s and cold. Today, it was like high 60s and warm.
Oh, wow. It's a big
Like
swing.
low 40s and rainy and damp. So it was like cold,
Yes.
like winter cold.
Yeah.
And then today, it was like very spring.
In 24 hours.
You just don't know.
Wow.
But because of some of the warm weather, I guess, I had a moment where in the space of like maybe 30 minutes in the morning, during the morning chaos of like trying to get out the house and everything, I saw 3 ants
Mm.
in different places, but they were like big ants,
Ooh.
like picnic
Oh,
ants. Like you
no.
could see the abdomen. Like, and I
You
just
see
like
all the detail of this ant.
freaked out. Like, I saw one and it was just like, oh, I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that at all.
It's
And then
ominous.
somewhere else I saw another one and it was just so big. These aren't like the little tiny California ants. They're like
Wow.
juicy, large.
Have you guys had ants before?
Well, there was that time with the cookies outside,
Oh,
the
that's
crumble
right.
cookies.
That's right.
Those were small.
Those weren't the ants' fault.
Those weren't the ants' fault. But we haven't really had the ants, but I was triggered.
Yeah.
And I was like, not screaming, but I was like, ah, like really freaking out. And Nora's like, okay, like set an example for our children,
Keep it together, Malika.
for the kids. And I was just like, I have to go
Oh,
to the bathroom.
no. You had to like remove yourself from the situation.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think there's also norms of the like, I'm going to rescue this ant and move it outside,
yeah. Yep.
But I realized I was triggered because I just have memories of like, we got ants a lot
Yeah,
when
we
we were
did.
growing up.
Yeah.
And I just have some memories of just like opening the cabinet in the kitchen and there's just ants all over some bag of sugar that wasn't closed
yes. The
properly.
ants can be biblical out here in Southern California. And I moved from an apartment because of the ant situation. Like, I give up. When the ants were on the ceiling, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's time to move. I couldn't deal with it. It's really gross, and you can't sleep. You can't rest when ants can just pop up in mass anywhere. But big ants, that's awful. I'm sorry. I think your response was appropriate. I'm going to validate your response. That was the appropriate response. I hope there's no more.
I do too. I'm like, we got to clean this kitchen. We got to make sure. And I think they were isolated ants.
Okay.
I believe,
Yes.
which is naive. When do ants operate independently?
Right.
But I haven't seen any more since that day.
That's good.
I think it came in on somebody's shoe.
There you go. There you go. Isolated
That's
event.
the narrative I'm
Never
gonna
gonna
go
happen
with.
again. I think that's a good story. Stick with that.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I gotta try this week. Don't know. Well, I think I'm going to. I mean, what can I do? I have to look at Coachella. I need to start doing some more planning and plotting and seeing, can this happen? Because I may need to make some moves.
Okay.
What about you, Malika?
Well, I'm going to do an analog craft circle to my 27 list.
Yes. I'm going to do that too.
And I'll think about if there's a way to do it before that.
Yeah. It's good if it's there. And then who knows? Maybe something will pop up.
This could be a thing we do. This could be our version of the Killer Bee work hour that Sarah and Liz do.
Yeah.
That's intense. Could be a one-off.
We spend so much time already. I feel like all of our time is podcasts on Zoom.
I mean, but we would be doing our joyful crafts.
I feel like if there's a way to get our families involved or to invite our families,
right.
that like not another thing to take us away from them, but if there's a thing that they are also invited to, I'm down with that. Grayson could Lego, the
rules are going to be important.
The rules are important. That's always the case. Yeah.
But maybe we start with a small circle with your girls doing a thing, a craft thing, or we could think about it.
Well, guess what? We're going to be out there soon. Leia's graduating, so we're all going to be descending on your home, Malika. We can talk about it then. Maybe that's a good brunch topic.
Great brunch topic.
Okay. So that's brunch, and we'll discuss it then.
Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend, and don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Happier Ladies and at happierladies.substack.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye. In this episode, we talk about my trip to Coachella, and then we share a listener comment. No, I was almost going to wing it. And then I was like, wait, what is it, an email?
You could say we do a follow-up on our analog conversation.
Okay.
On our Festival of Analog.
And then we follow up on our analog discussion.
Sure.
With a listener email? Or no? No, that's it?
Yep.
Follow up on our analog discussion. Okay.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.